How many times have you sat down at the dinner table, or been out at a restaurant, or maybe even at the pub, and looked around at your friends and family and realised they're all staring at their phones, oblivious to what is going on around them? If you've never noticed this before, the likelihood is that you're the one staring at your phone. According to a study done in August 2015, young people aged between 15 and 24 use their smartphones on average 387 times a day. This equates to using their phone every other minute that they are awake. In comparison to adults, which in this case everyone over the age of 24, using their phones on average 264 times each day, which isn't that much better. In an Ofcom report, it was discovered that smartphones have overtaken laptops as a go-to device for people trying to get online, with 33% of people claiming they prefer to use their phone compared to 30% who prefer a laptop. Whereas in 2014, only 22% of people would use their phone first and 40% would use the laptop. This quick rise in such a short space of time shows how much we really rely on our phones. To test this theory, a group of students in their final year of studies have volunteered to take part in a week-long experiment where all smartphone use will be prohibited, to test if it is possible to carry out day-to-day activities whilst being technologically disconnected from the world.
I'm 24 years old and I've got a Samsung Galaxy S5.
Hi, I'm Callum, 21, I've got an iPhone 6.
My name is Fatima Masood, I'm 24 years old, I've got iPhone 6.
Hi, my name's Habib, I'm 21 years old and I own a Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus.
Hi, my name's Taj Singh, I'm 25 years old and I've got a Samsung S4.
We decided as a team that it would be a good idea to interview students from around the university campus just to get an unbiased opinion on this subject matter. Habib and Fatima interviewed students around the campus to get some thoughts, opinions and feelings on this.
Alright buddy, so what phone do you have now, mate?
Samsung Galaxy S6.
I've got an iPhone 5C.
I've got a BlackBerry Bold.
I've got an iPhone 5.
What's normally the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Turn off my alarm. Prepare my breakfast.
Okay, so you don't go on your phone straight away?
No.
If I was to take your Samsung away from you for a whole week, would you be able to live your normal day-to-day life or would you struggle?
Yeah, I will, because in fact I did it before I broke my phone.
Okay.
And then I was without a phone for actually nearly a week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be hard for you then?
It would be hard, but not like I would survive. I would say, yeah.
Cool.
No, I will be fine, I think, because all my friends are close to me, so it will not really. Yeah. No, I will be fine, I think, because I'm not really using it all the time.
You're not a heavy user. You're not a heavy user.
Before beginning the week without a smartphone, we decided to get the thoughts and views of the team members to ascertain what they thought the week ahead would have in store for them. We have a very diverse group and therefore we are expecting varying results, but this won't necessarily be the case. Take a look at the initial impression shoot to hear the individual rationale behind each team member's thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 10, what impact would being without your mobile phone have on your life?
I'd probably say between 2 and 3, just because I use my phone for everything.
I'd say maybe a 5 or a 6. I use it a lot, but I think I could survive without it for a week.
It'd probably be a 1. I use my phone pretty much all the time.
I'd probably 6 or 7. I use it quite a lot, but I think I could do without it, because I think most of the times I use it is just because it's there, so if it wasn't there I wouldn't miss it, kind of thing.
I'll be feel isolated. I can't contact with people, especially if I'm away from my family. So yeah, it'd be a nightmare for me.
When did you last use your phone?
Before this video shoot, I was checking my emails.
About 5 minutes ago.
Just about 5-10 minutes ago, checking a few messages and stuff.
Probably about 20 minutes ago, just to check the news as we were walking somewhere.
Just for 2 minutes before recording.
How often do you use your phone?
Pretty much 24 hours a day.
Pretty much constantly, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much a heavy user.
I think it depends on the situation for me, because at home I don't use it at all. I tend to just put it down and forget about it. But where I'm out, if I'm stood waiting for someone, I'll check my phone, or if I'm on my way to work, I'll check the news. So I think it varies depending on the situation.
I'm a heavy user.
What is the longest period of time you have been without your phone?
It's probably be a day, and that's only because my phone was in for repair. So other than that, my phone is pretty much everywhere with me. My car, uni, work, don't leave the house without me.
Maybe like 12 hours. I lost it on a night out once, and luckily I managed to get it back the next morning, but it's probably like a 12-hour period where I didn't have any phone at all.
I've probably gone a few weeks without my phone. I lost it on a night out, so I kind of had to downgrade to a really old Nokia phone, which had no internet on it. So yeah, I've been through a period without the smartphone. It was pretty tough.
Probably a few hours. I tend to only not use my phone when I go on holiday, and I've not been on holiday recently. So yeah, probably a few hours.
About a week, because I broke my phone and my mom wanted to buy a new phone for me. But I used to sometimes have phone to use to check Snapchat and Viber. So, but it was a nightmare for me actually.
Which app would be the most difficult to live without?
Definitely Snapchat. I'm always snapping.
Probably Facebook Messenger, keeping in touch with people and organising plans and stuff.
Probably Facebook and WhatsApp, since that's how I connect with everyone on, and that's how you talk to people now over texting and stuff like that.
Probably Facebook Messenger, because I use it a lot to organise football and to get notified what time the game is, and organising if I want to go for a few pints with a mate. I tend to just set up a group on Facebook Messenger and talk that way rather than individually texting everyone. So yeah, probably Facebook Messenger.
Facebook, yeah, because all my family on Facebook, so I can be in contact with them and know all the news and updated.
In the middle of the week, halfway through the experiment, the group met to discuss how things were going so far. Unlike the previous discussion, this time all participants were present at once to talk about their experiences with each other and ask each other questions. This led to much longer and in-depth answers than were given in the solo interviews.
So I noticed in the impressions, we talked a lot about what happened, but we didn't go into how we felt about it. Like, I noticed there was a lot of words being used, like isolation and like feeling alone. Like, how much did that resonate with you guys? Like during this midweek point.
I probably won't go as far as saying I was isolated. I think in my case it was more of the feeling of missing out and not knowing whether someone's tried to contact me or not.
With me, it was just basically not being able to connect with anyone. So when it came to stuff like social applications like Snapchat and WhatsApp and stuff, it was just hard not to be able to use that. Yeah, I definitely am struggling with this experiment.
Was it the same for you guys then? Like, it sounds like the phone was kind of like a distraction from things going on around you, I guess, or like to help time pass. Was that the same case for you guys as well?
Yeah,
definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
I definitely use music to block out pretty much everything around me, especially when I'm focusing on work. But also just in day-to-day life as well, like walking to and from uni. Now that I'm using just my simple Nokia and I can't really listen to music on it, getting like the bus and things like that, I don't know, it's kind of strange having to sit and listen to people on the bus, and because I've got nothing else.
Then would you say it's like we're less aware of the surroundings around us because of the phone, so we're not really paying attention to things that are happening around us? Would you say that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Both.
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Like, obviously my example of doing uni work, it's a good thing, but when you're out and about, maybe not such a good thing.
As the experiment drew to a close, the group met up one last time to discuss how they felt to finally have their phone back and to reflect on the past week. Again, we went back to a more one-to-one interview style to get each participant's personal feelings about the experiment. Would you stick with the rating you originally gave?
Yeah, definitely. I originally said between 2 and 3, and I stick by that just because I completely struggled without my phone during that week. I couldn't do anything, couldn't contact anybody, couldn't go on my applications, couldn't play music in my car. So yeah, definitely stick by with what I said.
No, I definitely struggled a lot more than I thought I would at first.
Yeah, I think it's a little more contextual than what I originally said. So I said 1, but I think that 1 only applies when I haven't got anything else to kind of have around me. So say for example, if I go to uni, I will most likely run into someone that I know and like have some sort of contact in the end. In those kinds of situations, 1 would be it'd be more like a 4 or a 5.
No, I'd probably say it was a bit harder than I expected. I'd probably say maybe a 5 now, if you ask me that question again.
I think a bit more harder than I expect because I cannot talk with my family, especially back home. So it was hard and isolated.
Do you feel it had a big impact on your life?
Definitely, yeah. Not even just me, like just like everyone around because they couldn't contact me.
Within like the first couple of hours probably, I kind of realised like I don't have any music to listen to, I don't have anywhere to contact people. Although I did keep, I'd go out and buy a cheap phone to kind of use as a temporary one. So I could, I had some numbers that I could text and call, but I'm used to just constantly getting messages off friends and people telling me where they are, people telling me where to go to, commute and stuff like that. And that just immediately got cut off.
I did put myself in a situation where I completely removed all friends and things like that. I went to a completely different city that I've never been to before, and that really felt like the proper one experience rather than what I did on a day-to-day basis.
Probably not being able to listen to music when I went about and telling the time, as silly as that sounds, because I don't wear watches and it never occurred to me how much I look at my phone to see what time it is.
Just all my family there, so yeah, it's difficult for me even. I have no one to tell.
Was there anything else that you struggled with?
Staying up to date with my social feeds, like, because every time I wanted to check something, I'd have to go to a computer or a laptop or even one of my tablets, and I just felt like that was just going out of my way. It's kind of awkward just because it's like I have to make the effort to go somewhere else to find that news out. And I know it seems kind of lazy, but when you have your phone with you for that long, and then when you have to change it just like that, it's not really a comfortable position to be in.
Until I got to a computer and was like logging into Facebook and stuff like that, and then you kind of catch up.
Is the phone more of a convenience than a necessity?
Yeah, definitely. It's just my phone's used for everything, so whatever I need to do, I just have to take it out and unlock it, and there you go, I'm ready. The world's at my hands.
What was the hardest thing for you?
We went out one night in the middle of the week, like Wednesday or Thursday, because I'd only kept a certain amount of phone numbers in the temporary phone because I didn't think I'd need that many people. And then I bumped into a friend that I'd not spoken to in a while earlier in the day and said, I'm going out tonight, let me know if you want to come meet us. And then just couldn't get in contact with that friend at all for the rest of the night because I'd not got the number. Because I'm just kind of used to being able to message people on Facebook or text them on my other phone if I had the number. That was definitely a struggle. Getting work done as well when I couldn't just kind of put headphones in. I get distracted really easily when I'm not listening to music, I find.
I think if I had my phone, I'd just be on my phone and isolate myself in that way.
Actually, when I went to Leeds with my friend and my mom, I lost them and I don't know where are they. So I was about 1 hour just looking for them.
Did you use any of your smartphone applications?
I think the only one I used was Facebook. That's only because originally it was a desktop application. I used Facebook to get in contact with some people, but in terms of Snapchat and WhatsApp, no, I didn't use it at all during that week.
Facebook Messenger on a computer is pretty much my way of communicating with most people.
Without WhatsApp, people called me instead and texted me, because I still had the basic phone but without the apps. So it's just whoever really needed to contact me contacted me through my number. With Facebook, I felt when I logged onto a computer, the amount of time I spent on Facebook kind of catching up with everyone else's lives, I suppose, that took longer than, say, if I did have my phone. I could kind of check everything on the go, and then once I get to a computer and open up a web browser, it's like I don't have any need to check Facebook then. But then once that's out of the way, then it's just kind of back to whatever I was doing.
To conclude, we have shown that the average phone user would struggle without access to their smartphone, whether it's due to problems communicating with friends or family, or something as simple as a distraction from boredom. But it isn't all bad. Taking your head out of your phone for a week, a day, or even a few hours can lead to some new experiences in the world. We hope in the future you'll consider putting your phone down more often and seeing what you're missing out on.